と待って。うん、オッケー。うわー。始まるぞー。やめて、このゲームを遊ぶ。うん、行く。どんなゲームかわかんないよ、まだ。うん。嫌な音だ、これ。嫌な音だ、これ、マジ。あ、待って。Human relationships are complex and mysterious. Even a guy like me occasionally gets approached by someone. うわ何これ怖い声待って。Like him, just some random boy from my class. ああ。なるほどね。これ、英語で、遊ぶね。なんかこれ、ストーリーが読みたいから、英語で、読むんだ。読んだ。もうできる限り日本語も、日本語で食べる。キンコンカンコン、キンコンカンこんばんは、こんばんは。どこまで？あ、ここだ。But he clearly had something going on to strike up a conversation with a misfit like me. Someone much lower in the social pecking order. もしわからなかったら聞いてね。私もできる限り説明する。I can see right through people. It's like they're emotional. でもね、英語は喋るけどね、たまーに喋れない時もある。Yeah, it's like their emotions speak directly to me. The guy started up an ordinary conversation, saying that he just wants to be friends, that we should hang out, submitting to social mores, only occasionally leading our true healing sleep is what enables people to coexist in society. in society. なんかね、こういう多分ね、ホラーゲームだと思うんだけど、なんかね、タグ見たら、なんか、ストーリー的なゲームみたいな、インディゲームみたいな、どこまでがホラーゲームのかわからないから、ちょっと怖い。Behind his words, I heard the buzz of anxiety. Rather, he'd been ostracized from his friend group for some reason. When sent by the pack, humans, just like any other animal, take it as a shocking blow. The guy wanted to prove to himself that he still had societal value, but his pride prevented him from finding someone to talk to. So he homed in on me, telling himself he was simply being a good guy, talking to a poor friendless kid. Part of him knew all along that he was using me as a distraction. I'm not saying he was a bad guy, really. On the inside, we are all shades of gray, had both good and bad in him. まあそうだよね。人間って悪いところもあるし、いいところもあるんだね。And when you get right on it, he seemed to be genuinely trying to make friends. So I invited him over to my place. この二人ね。Quiet to honor, I must say. It's rare for me to allow anyone into my room. So, この男。Please describe the situation. Okay. この男、ここの左の男が、いきなりこの右の男に、 声かけれて、私、みたいな。こんな私に声かけるなんて、みたいな。で、勇気を持って、この人、この右の男を家に、おいでよ、遊ぼうよ、みたいな、呼んできた。でも今まではなかったらしい。人を、遊ぶそれ遊ぼうよ、みたいなのがなかったらしい。で、in my room, he was just like, any other normal teenager. 部屋の中に、ただの普通の、少年、みたいな。What bunch of weird games, huh? 珍しいとか、ゲーム持てるんだね、みたいな。Currently and stuff, not real my thing. 読むとか、そういう系好きなんだね。私はそんなに好きじゃないな、みたいな。What do you think the hottest girl in this group? ね。普通の男性の、話。He built trust through meaningless conversation. Shallow interaction by shallow interaction. He described his anxiety used me to try to reclaim his self-worth. So far so good. 妹が持てる妹がいるんだね。さっきの人、この人かもね。左の男性が妹がいる。花という妹、名前わかるShe's a gifted child, and being my sister, she's very important to me, like me. They are social anxiety. 同じを持ってる。人と喋るのが怖い。似てる待って、似てる似てるかな似てるでも、ここの部分ね、ちょっと違う。似てるか。She couldn't cope with elementary school, so she stopped going. 同じ、なんかね、人と喋るのが怖いとか、そういう系を持ってて、小学校、なんだっけ、小学校を通いのをやめた。I'm not surprised he was too smart for it anyway. まあ頭いいからいいんじゃんみたいな。So Sahana came into my room. So she was startled to see my sister. She put on a brave face for my sake and made an effort to join in the conversation. 部屋に、さはなちゃんが部屋に行って、勇気を持って喋ようみたいな。喋りましょう。声かけようかな。He wasn't a bad guy. 悪い人じゃないかねって。But I guess he tended to just say whatever popped into his head. でも悪い人じゃないけど、たまになんか頭の中のことを全部言う。He thought go back to school. 学校戻っね、戻ればみたいな。学校戻ればって。花ちゃんに言うと思うんだよね。学校戻ればって。Then, both big gloomy sit-ins. このお兄ちゃんと妹が同じね、性格をしなくてもいいんじゃんみたいな。合ってんのかなまあ、引きこもりにならなくてもいいんじゃないみたいな。遊ぼうよみたいな。泣いてる。Sahana hovered beneath the parade of platitudes, so now sitting, it could make you hurt. She burst into tears. 泣いてたよーこいつわかりやすいよかった。説明よかった。わかりやすいなら一生懸命ね説明する。私も日本語と英語も 両方今も勉強してるから、できる限り説明してる。Couldn't cope with this disaster that had struck in her own home, which, unlike the classroom, was supposed to be a safe space. いきなりね、そう言われるとね、怖いよね。嫌だよね。だって家が自分のね、居場所なのに、こう言われると嫌じゃん。学校と同じじゃないみたいな。お、the stupid things he said, the tears sliding down Sana's pale cheeks. It all set my nerves dancing on knives edge. Adrenaline surged and my mind fo- focused? Focus. Turns out when I read someone emotion in such a state, I see even more than usual. Until that moment, I hadn't realized that my sensitive was into abnormal territory, making me an aberration in this society where keeping up appearance is everything. ね、そういう言葉ね、自分の妹にそう言われるとね、腹立つやんって。What I said to him was simple and obvious. Obvious. Touching the flow of his emotions so clearly, I wielded my words like a scalpel, slicing away his self-delusions. うん。なになになに You pick me because you want to escape from the fact that your friends ostracized you, didn't you? わざと私をね、友達になろうでしょ他の人が、なんかね、この人が変わった人って、でしょみたいな。なになに待って、なにあ、これ選ぶんだ。待って、選ぶんだ。待って。You struggle to hide the fact that all you want is to be popular. Popular. You also infect that smile, but you have no confidence in your own abilities or appearance. But I bet your inferiority complex is what caused your friends to ditch you. Mm-hmm. So you skim your way into the inner circles, found some scraps to climb, but then it all fell apart and now you're screwed. Huh? 待って、選ぶんだ、これ。この人に、言うこと選ぶの、ここで。自分がね、人気になりたいのを、隠そうとするんだよね、みたいな。うん。あー。私、こういう系はね、できないの。人に、そう言ってんのが、どうすればいいの待って。でも、この二つだと、なんか、ね、この二つだとなんか、直接人の気持ちを傷つくだと思うんだよね。この二つ選ぶと。できないの。できないの。これにしよう。この二つだとね、ちょっと、順番で言うの。それは、うん。これがなんか、そんなにパーってくる言葉じゃないから、人に傷つく、直接傷つくのはこっちの方なんだよね。多分ね、私ニュアンス的に。どうだ難しいよね。His eyes rolled back into his skull. When he tried to form a reply, it came out in a cunning growl. Meanwhile, in contrast to harsh tones, he trembled like a scared puppy. His face loose, crimson with rage, and overcome by emotion with no release. He slapped at his thighs, his maelstrom of emotions spilling out in and crowds. そう言われるとね、自分も腹立つだよね。でも、そのバーって怒るっていうより、なんか、サンバリーみたいな。Sugar! I guess that's just what happens when the softest part of a person's mind are sliced open. You're a sneaky, disgusting piece of shit. Then he jumped out of my bedroom window. あ、ねえ、そういうこと？さっきね、そう言われてて、そう言われてて、右の最初の右の男性が、もう、いいやって、で、窓窓から飛んできたの。He didn't die, but they expect he'll never fully heal from the injuries. まあ、死んだんじゃないけど、でも、多分、一生、治らないらしい。The school decided that we must have been horsing around. He got carried away and he fell out of the window. It never occurred to them that I could talk him into it. I'd always been a loner, so when my class saw me after, nothing really changed. 喋らないね。だって、人と喋るのもね、いないんだよね。Maybe sorry anyway. そのまま、Sana simply swept her arms around my head and stroked my head. サハナちゃんが、ね、慰めて、姉ちゃんを慰めて、キンコンカンコン。It's okay, you're okay. お兄ちゃん、大丈夫だよ。大丈夫だよ、お兄ちゃんって。I can make people kill themselves. If I want, I can commit murder without suspicion. At some point, I stopped leaving my room, choosing to stay away with Sana. Instead, 引きこもりになった。サナちゃんと一緒に引きこもりになったね。Tempo on leaving us behind. サナちゃん、ねえ、可愛いけど、なんか。いや、ほら、ゲムちゃん。ここまで考えてる。ボスの箇所、何これ。はい。お皿洗ってね。褒めててね。センサーのあるね。電車の画像。お、ダメよー。うわー。そういうゲームなのか。ね、急にね。びっくりした。I am a sick man. Who do I think I am? Dostoevsky? 何それ Besides, everyone's sick in this day and age. They are all slaves to social media like spending their missiles in the giant underground of the internet. ね、何もかもね。ソーシャルメディア。何もかも。Not that the real world is any better. まあ、実際の世界、事実の世界もそんなに変わらないんだろうって。I detest both the online and the off. そういうゲームなの。多分、私もこれ初めてだから。 これよくあるんだよね。It's mentally draining to be so negative all the time. Time to think about something a little more constructive. ね。疲れるでしょいつもネガティブで。So we put on a little background music. あー、プロローグじゃん、これ。Music can influence your mood, you know. I'd have sophisticated side as well. あー、ここでミュージック出てくるってことおう、かわいい、これ。By the way, do you know what panopticon is? 知らない。It comes from the Greek word panoptes. It means I'll see. うん。全部見える。全部見る。It probably doesn't help much, huh? Imagine you are building a facility for segregating prisoners from society. You stick the warden's watchtower right in the middle, then arrange the cells around it in circle. そう。And so the prisoners can't see the tower. This makes the paranoid that they're being watched 24/7. 嫌だよね。So because the cells are arranged in circle, the prisoners can all watch each other, you see? なんか、ここにで、なんだっけこういう建物建てて、真ん中に建物建てて、で、ここに部屋を作ったら、なんか、見られてる感じするね、みたいな話してるね。Social media has been called a modern day panopticon. Everyone's watching to make sure other people aren't getting too full of themselves. それもソーシャルメディアと同じだねって見られてるか。And the moment anyone makes a misstep, they are worse to hell and back. 一回人をミスするとめっちゃ言われるじゃないみたいな。And you know there's this thing out the whole world descends to hammer them down. We are in prison, see, it's grotesque. But the real world and online are prisons built from human relationships. I'm sensitive to people's emotions. I don't know why, but I can practically read minds. 感情的には人の感情に敏感なぜわかんないけど、でも私は人の考えを読めるよ。So it doesn't really work over the internet. インターネットの中にはできないからって。I'm theorizing there. Still, since I base my inference on the same kind of information, I can easily get her in person. I'm pretty confident in my analysis. Let's take a look around this prison. 携帯ね。これを見よう。わかるだよね。あれよね。世界はそんなもん。OK。で、一個見よう。The artist posting beauty drawings. イラストレーターが可愛い絵を投稿する。で、男性が写真を投稿して、その写真がイケメンだよみたいな。一生懸命私間違えてたらどうしようって。The corporate drone posting his minor daily grievance. 事務所。アニメ写真。アニメ絵。Expert breaking down online drama. Okay. Yeah? これ何 悪くないよね。だってイラストレーターはただの自分の絵を投稿するだけでしょ。まあこれは毎日見るやつだ、ね、インターネットで自分は見た目がいいみたいな投稿して、でこれでしょ。 These people are なんかドラマじゃないな、何人に関してよ、人の問題に関してよみたいな。 These people are really everywhere. I know at least one in my social circle with this description. They're proverbial frog in a well. So if unfortunately, unlike the frog's perspective, the unpleasant visual of social media is lost in it. I wonder does the self-important frog not even attempt to make it sound for the other world? Was it happy? It's more evident. これさ、このゲームは頭使うゲームなん？It's more efficient to survive on slimy rocks at the bottom of a deep dark well than to suffer under the law of the jungle in the unpredictable unknown world outside. Like the nighttime croaking of the frogs, they speak on things they know nothing about. これさ、よく見るんだよね。They speak on things they know nothing about. って分かってないのにそう言ってるな。そんなんえじゃない？そうかもしれない。They speak on things they know nothing about. なんか勝手に言うじゃん。分かんないくせにみたいな。If they're a lot enough that you can't quite ignore them, but they have little other effects, either positive or negative. So perhaps they call their friends to them. Usually it's the male frogs that are the accomplice singers, and the females, given by the sun, are drawn to them. But as for the human frog song, well, you've heard them. They'll keep denying the meaningless, and eventually everything becomes meaningful. I mean, isn't the frog in the well can provide some kind of distraction? It's not for me, I guess some people live like that. なるほど。これさ、頭使うじゃん。私はそんな頭使うではないよ。OK どっち行くかな。その見た目が自慢する行くか。Look at all the likes he gets for photos of himself. His hair's red, a crazy color. 褒めてたね、髪。大丈夫か？大丈夫じゃない大丈夫じゃないと思う。私、喉がOK. You think he's trying to draw attention with it, right? 見た目で髪の毛染まってるとかそう派手なことしたら他の人からかっこいいみたいなそう言われたんだよね。違うよ。It's a warning color. It's there to scare people off. 違うよ。その染める髪はその色はそう怖がる。 I can forgive you for thinking he has the opposite intention. I mean, look at the numbers he's getting. You might consider him attention seeker, and that's part of it. But it's really about selection. He's sending out a message. Hey, I'm someone to keep your distance from. I only want to associate with people who really get me. Someone with more confidence, who is comfortable in any company, wouldn't go out of their way to look so. Yay, かっこいい Guys, he's just repainting his head in the color of the moment. Look, the poems he posts with his pics are so clean. そうだよね There's no art in this lifestyle. He's just desperate to convert his guilt into money and before it runs out. まあ若いうちにね、こういう見た目にね、いろいろやって自慢して、ワイワイしてお金になってでね、年取ったらね、できないんだろうなみたいな。That's why he only seeks a similar-minded man who live in the moment and he offers up this period of his life where one still alone confers value to the devil of logism. And how will he get out of the fast-tempered guy? Every day is riddled with anxiety and the fear of aging. ね、年取るのが怖いんだよねっていう。毎日毎日ね。But it's not like he can do anything about it, so he saw it deep down and carries on. His temporary popularity is his escapism. It makes it all the harder to break free from. まあ、インターネット上だからね、本当はわかんないんだ。だからそれでワイワイしてるかっこいいってでそれがネット上だけだからそれがね幸せだからってで幸せからこそ逃げるじゃないなんかそこから出るのができないやめないかってことだねこれ難しいなこれ日本語わかんないな I was so weird to even attempt to cry for help No one's life is dominated by such bland and offensive content if he was truly fulfilled he wouldn't feel the ありがとうI feel the need to look online. He was more openly about his accomplishments and relationship, but he doesn't even have it in him to reveal the depressing realities of his life. I mean, it's pretty pathetic to see a grown adult constantly complaining. なんとなくでいいのよ。ありがとう、優しい。なんだっけ I mean, it's pretty pathetic to see a grown adult constantly complaining. And what's the point in sending out a distress signal when it will only make people dislike you? 大人なのにこんな文句不満言うのもね、もっと他の人に嫌われてるんじゃない No time tweets are his only resistance against his murder X に X じゃないな tweets ねに全部言うって言ってね大人なのにそんな文句言うなって Listen This murder consists of slow domestic cases and the marks for death. The few response from old online acquaintance are his lifeline. でも文句言っててもこれでできるじゃん。なるほどね。文句言ってても その文句の中に、助けてっていうニュアンスなのに、in a sense, he is making the most of what social media has to offer. そう、X に全部文句言って、不満を言って、でも、その中に、助けて、助けてって言ってて、でもネット上だけ、昔のネット上の友達が、ね、少しだけを声かけられたんだね。確かね、コレクション、友達が、The white world for better words can't be all bad. それしかないんだ。この人が。そのネット上だけの友達にしかないんだ。If I'm no different, constantly complaining. 私も同じだよな。Time by me is an other job to run and drive at the wall. I'm working, laboring in this stinky, rotten, ugly world. 助けて助けていや、笑うことじゃないな、それ。やばいやばいやばい。I'm actually doing a kindness but pretty tend to drive all these people's through. なるほどね。これはちょっとね最後はこっちにしよう。アニメのやつ見よう。They don't give a shit about the actual problem. All these people really want to do is either trauma dump or self-abandon or both at once. They blame the opposite sex of or sometimes mostly bigger members of their own sex for their past trauma and their warped sense of self that comes from feeling ignored. Everyone's too afraid to address their own sins, and even if they wanted to, it's already too late, so they try to avoid taking responsibility for their own lives. Oh, you've got self-rule. Imagine if someone ever told them that that's life will stop that before. They spend their whole life looking around the prison, taking joy in other people's failures, swooping in to take the head off anyone who lets down their cards, and displaying it among the rest of their trophies. The revolution addicts. And nothing said yet. The mess like the moment the guillotine comes down on the neck of some self-important soul. なんかさ、言葉がさ、ちょっと読むのが What's better than being happy? Being someone you hate, being miserable. They call it It's sweet alternative this time. But living on Honeyland might be its own kind of suffering. Discard the concept of impropriety and you too can force the road to your own happiness. In between their clouds of air, sometimes the truth will slip out. あ、出た。助けて。そうだよね。英語だけでもいいよ。ありがとう、優しい。英語でも英語でもいいならできる限りね。頑張る英語の勉強になるから、私も。This fishing for guys. Like it could be any more obvious. This cute is all complicated with nothing substantial behind it. You can tell by how shallow her sense of self is. And you get down to details, really minds is pretty unimpressive. It's similar to a social mechanism. You'll see if you look for her private or sub accounts, most of her followers are men. うん。全部男だね。ソーシャルメディアのフォロワー。She tries to act like, like it's a 50-50 split, but you'll see that her male follower rate is extremely high, especially given how she presents her main account. Her need to present herself superficial instead of cuteness is a result of the pressure of the panopticon. It's like the final compromise. でもさ、大丈夫。ありがとう。また来てきてね。また来てきてねって。聞いてね。人がないもんね。今日もありがとうございます。来てくれて。It's an unbreakable bond in a sense. なるほど。いや、このね、いきなりこういう写真をやめてほしい。怖いから。This is how I live, spotting this prey to die. This person in the world, alone day after day. Fancying myself a modern day. I move with the times and wrote a light novel. ああ、隊員に来るよ。日本語頑張ってくれてありがとう。いやいや、こちらこそ。来てくださってありがとうございます。またね。待ってる。どこまで Meaningful existentially story through the heroine's character arcs. Do you know what existentialism is? It's a major theme in Russian literature. Here is my own personal interpretation of it. なんかすごい、いきなりね、実写っていうのかな。本当の写真出てくるのがなんかちょっと怖いな。おやすみなさい。寂しい。また明日も、ね、また配信するから、その時はまた来てくださって。っていうな。ね。なんか日本語おかしくなって。おやすみなさーい。God is the supreme being. It's all all believe in, but I am a human being. I do have an ego. I think that's basically what Dostoevsky was saying. I'm a literature major, after all. Not that I go to class anymore. I mean, I become a commercial like novel author. Animal living from writing and the tender age of 19. Impressive? No. Though I only published one book so far. My book is called The Emotional Panopticon, which I think is a pretty slick title. Go ahead and pick it up if you come across it in the bookstore. Um, it won a prize and everything, but they didn't print many first editions, so a physical copy is a rare find. おー、キャラクターがライトノベルの、書く人。なんていうの日本語でね。Other members of my literature club hero had emerged from all ranks. The reality is that my book was soft on the shelf to hype it up, but sales are non-existent. ああ、なるほど。It's all about what I do next. Till I climb my seat at the table, and that's gonna make the still standing green with envy. There are even a few dickheads in the club who talk shit about me. Not that I care. The online reaction has been polarized. It's either self-appointed critics who get off on trashing the newcomers, or pretentious show-offs who have praise on any work that shows like this ambition. Neither can be trusted. A few readers, though, went so far as to write the editor with their thoughts to tell the truth. These are the people for whom I feel the need to write the sequel. Like novels, life and die on there. There is potential and you are basically sort of like it's an anime adaptation. But the thing is, I've developed writer's block. The idea of my fellow literary club members is too much. It's made me disgusted with people. And since I'm officially an author now, I've got all kinds of people in my ass online. People care way too much about status, welfare in the literary cut where's thin. Which brings me to existentialism. As much as I want to make my offerings to the gods of arts, I'm only human, and sometimes humans just aren't feeling it. I'm sure. このドストエフスカイっていうのかな、ドストエフスキー and なんかごめん、もしね、読み方違うであれば。Here, Keycard felt the same way too. The Renaissance induced a shift of perspective from God at the center to man. お、びっくりした。びっくりした。I wanna visit Russia. I feel like it helped me regain my faith in the arts. I'd love to see the snow. Its painting is incredible, right? Hmm, that's funny. There is something about Russian moment. Their eyes are cold, yet there's a warmth to them all at the at the same time. Portrait of an unknown woman. I prefer the alternate title though. Portrait of an unforgettable woman. People call it the Russian Mona Lisa. I'd love to visit the gallery one day to see it in the flesh. It's fucked up that no one can visit the Hermitage Museum because of this worship. Guess that's humanity's loss. So I suppose that's not where the portrait of an unforgettable woman is anyway. Details. Anyway, it breaks my heart that art and culture are being destroyed by stupid egotistical like wars and the petty relations of humans in their little cliques on social media. Mm. I'm not just venting my frustration at you cause I'm not making any progress with volume 2. That's not it, I swear. Don't judge me by the blank page. Once I type one word, I'm off. I'll write the whole thing in one go. To me, there's no difference between one word and 100,000. It's a lot. Seriously, the whole world is filled with noise. The moment I step outside, all these strangers' feelings was over me. It's so fucking loud. Everyone's always thinking about such dumb shit. I can see the bullshit, and I hate it. That's why I have to stay scheduled in my room. It'd be so much easier to cope if people talk about intellectual things. No, their brains are just filled with crap. Short form, short form videos and Netflix, dating apps, and extract ASMR. Too real for you? How about you go take a look around at God's green earth? You are so fixated on that little screen in front of you that you've lost touch with the sublimity of the natural world. That too big a word for you? Let me break it down. I'm talking about touching grass. Eh. Yeah, this wet behind the ears like novel author is telling you that your life is devoid of poetic beauty and natural vistas. Ironic, huh? コンコンしてる。お兄ちゃん。お兄ちゃん。なんだっけさなちゃんさなちゃんだ。かわいい。You're lonely deep down, aren't you? You think less of me for it? No way, I love you. Thanks. But I don't like to see you miserable. That's just how it is for others. No creativity without pain. Ah! すごい綺麗。すごい綺麗だね。No, that's not the reason. You are intoxicated by your own novel suffering. You made misery your identity to the point that you're lost without it. You know that life is hard, so you think intentionally make it harder for yourself because you think that will let you run away from other bigger problems. Kawaii. 待ってさ、なっちゃん可愛すぎ。You hardly want to talk when you refuse to go to school. あ、さなちゃん行くんだ違うの It's not that, そうだね。It's not that I'm running away from school. I want to be with you, お兄ちゃん。Always and forever. お兄ちゃんと一緒にいたいね。Really? It's like that. I'm running from something. But aren't we all? People can deal with reality 24/7. But that hits you, I become a warrior to the moment I submit my light novel. I'm not hiding in the literal courtroom. Standing a wound-licking circle. I'm on the battlefield, armed and ready, preparing for my next skirmish. You're coming up with excuse in your head again, aren't you? Come on, sister, it minds too. You blame yourself and you blame other people, and then your mind goes off guessing excuse. But really, weak people don't even look for excuse. Somewhere deep down, you're trying your best to have compassion for yourself and other people. That's what gets you stuck thinking in circles and brings you down. It too wonders for the depressed self-consciousness of yours if you just let it all go. はなちゃんなんかちょっと大人なんだね。That's why I'm here for you. かわいい。はい。I'll always be right here. Thanks, but I'm afraid you'll have to step out every once in a while so I can crack open a... ねえ、お兄ちゃんそういうことやらないのよ、妹の前に。妹の前にこんな言葉使わないでよ。I'll be right here. Are you listening to me? The only way to escape this mutual surveillance is through embracing tribalism. I'm talking about primitive relations like blood ties. Discipline isn't the only form of human connection. There are all kinds of ways to connect with people, like friendship and romance and stuff. Maybe somewhere out there, but not for me. He said that most everyone is a frog in a well, but you're another in your room. I'm not just holed up in here pretending to be an author. I've actually published something. I get royalties enough to live on, even. And it doesn't matter that you are not writing. You can be happy if that's what you want. My only joy is in sublimating misery. かわいい。かわいい。うん。かわいいね、さなちゃん。あー、これできる。That's her head. Okay. Thanks, Sahana. You're welcome, Ani-chan. Till death do us part. Then how about we die right now? No, not yet. You still have a lot left to write. Okay. Good night, Oni-chan. Night, Sahana. Hope you have sweet dreams. I already am. Sahana-chan, いい子だね。いい子だ。いい子だね。あ、気になって戻ってきた。大丈夫。2、3時までね。ありがとうございます。Ever since I was a child, I've always been one step removed from the rest of the world. I understand its certain then I unconsciously trained myself to take a bird's eye view of the universe. Also, I was a part of it. この子、両親なんだ。両親だ。And how did I see my parents? Big and Kappa. Kappa. Two bundles of vanity wrapped up in the stereotypical fabric of middle age. パパとママだね。My father, a butchy white-collar worker who throws his leg around to hide the fact that he has nothing going for him beyond his position at the company. My mother, a nympho. なんかこのお兄ちゃん、言葉ね。Nympho who drags her husband meager earnings, still desperately seeking flattery from men, but being old and was up. なるほど。でも絵柄かわいいよね。Even as they rip each other's to shreds day in and day out, they stay together for the sake of appearance, leaving my sister and I caught in the middle of their dispute. Well, to be clear, they don't try to drag us into their sin. They are just constantly at one another's throat. Still, neither ever found the courage to take the kids and leave the endless, repetitive routine of it forced me. I'm wondering why they're even alive. What are they living for? For that, the list seems to be working, drinking, and betting on the honey. ああ。ね、仕事して、飲んで、ね、競馬 Home part, trinket, and paper. But a designer bag or winning ticket isn't going to fill the emptiness inside. That's process. Something you work at your whole life, not something you just achieve one day. Fortunately, they are the kind of people who want to save face in front of the kids, and it only creeps them out when I say such things to them. Pathetic. Pathetic. なんかこのゲームさ、ダメなやつはね、このゲームさ、なんかさ、すごい、なんか、本格的な写真本格的何日本語で。本物の写真欲しかってさ、怖くない？ I think that life is about finding meaning. I mean, anyone can simply exist. That's not what I'm talking about. There's no inherent meaning there. Being here on Earth just means your parents hold their best biological instinct. The urge to reproduce. God's commandment, be fruitful and multiply. I hardly stop 時差時差時差そう時差怖くない？いきなりさ、時差ね、出てくる。怖いな。Penborn is a constant suburb attempt to find meaning in their existence. However, and those are the ones like me who end up with so pseudo intellectual bent and career to match. The people who go around saying they want to be a writer while never doing anything to make it a reality aren't actually interested in finding their purpose. Those people are content with their lives just as they are. Tisha. 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 Oh no, Tisha. They get used to the daily grin at the top. They told themselves, what's only going to be stopgap and figure, hey, they're making a living, and it's not so bad after all, following the same old routine of interacting with coworkers. Then killing time online after all. If you are truly hungry for meaning and purpose, you can seize them for yourself, dreams to come true. I'd be lynched if I said that at my club, though. ほら、また時差できたよ。はい。ありがとう。I'm a member of my not overly impressive university literature club. I figured it was a place where things would be a little quieter for me. Let's take a peek into the minds of the wannabes in the club room. I've spent so much time thinking about people's reasons for leaving that I can pretty much read the mind of anyone I've had a few interactions with. すごいな。In fact, I can practically hear their inner monologue as those spoken aloud. おー、こんなことできるんだ。もしかしてこれは私たちってことだね。こうできないから、こう。ほら。これが私たち。このお兄さん行こう。Member A. A window shopper. Plain and simple. He has no intention of becoming a writer, but he likes to think he's smarter than his peers, who spend their time gaming or reading manga, and he's got to maintain that self-image. So he shows up at the club room, and very suddenly he writes some sort of critic to stroke his own ego. He's not even at the level of high school book report, and even so, he mostly just copies it from essays. Essay? He finds online. He hasn't been reading かまいたちの夜ってゲームみたい。かまいたちの夜？何？かまいたち。何？ Been reading as much recently instead spending more time on mobile gaming and webcomics. He kind of wants to become one of those insufferable film guys, but his problem is that he immediately gets distracted by his phone whenever he starts watching a movie at home, so he doesn't really absorb the content. His type is pretty good at navigating life, and he might even land a job at small places before graduating. こんな感じの。なるほど。そういうゲームあんだ。後で調べる。Yeah, he'll tell the young author tear into. I just couldn't hack it as a writer, like he's passing on his dreams to the next generation. When in reality, he's just passing the buck. 絶対このお姉ちゃんなんかね、全然あれに興味なさそう。これは意外と興味があるかも。このね、書く。これはなんとなく、この二人は多分ね、興味ない。He likes literature, writing, criticism, and hanging out with a group. And he participates in it all up to a point, but his heart isn't in it. 結局そんな、なんだ結局、そうなんだ。His critics are fine. Literature grades aren't exactly in high demand, but I expect he has a decent chance of finding employment. He's pretty much got things figured out, but he's not driven, and he has a complex project. Sure, he wants to be a writer. They say? 作家になりたいの。なりたいけど。But he doesn't have the passion to devote himself entirely to the craft. Given the chance, he'd much rather go out with his friends. なりたいけど、それより友達と遊ぶの方がいい。だね。When we're making a scene, he might pull an all-nighter for it. He's gets beyond this level of commitment. The other club members generally like his writing, but we are including him. No, he's not good enough to be published. こんなに頑張ったんだけど。まだまだだ。Actually, he had hoped that even so, maybe he could become a writer. That with his natural ability to get by, he might unexpectedly slip through that gap. わかるよ、わかるの。But little by little, precisely because he is perceptive, he realized that the drive possessed by the real ones is nothing like this. And so, despite thinking of himself as the kind of guy who can do anything he puts his mind to, he's given up on the idea, knowing that he'll never be able to dedicate himself to something to the exclusion of all else. 何？右下の女の子が可愛い。こっち？He'll graduate with a mixed bag of happiness and unhappiness, with a helping of existential dread. Both life filled with mediocre accomplishment and the rare work of solid sewing, yet with no clear plan. このジェムがね、読むのが長いよね。あなたですね。私かよ。こっちだと思った。私かよ。こっちだと思ってたよ。I suppose that's what you can expect from the average university student anyway. Yes, I'm qualified to judge Don't forget that I made it past the gatekeepers. I'm a published outdoor. Yeah. 長じゃあこの女の子にしよう。ああ、なるほど。あんまり男に対してはね、いやって。So she reads books that have gender as a central theme. She takes pleasure in the consistent and routine of the club meetings, sharing her insight into this work, as well as her own thoughts on her pet theme. Her identity now revolves around delivering her insights. Oh no! A work typically 주주시 대요 야문다요. Whether they want to hear it or not, he loves toxic masculinity and is highly critical of any perceived vulgar talk from club members or people online. People neither respect or fear her, so they simply start avoiding her because she's a pain in the ass. When someone responded that gender wasn't the only theme of her particular work, and she angrily shot back that they clearly hadn't understood the orders it then. かまいたちの夜もこんな風に文字を読んでいくゲーム。そうなんだ。かまいたちの夜なんだ。今度調べよう。Color count is just a number, but she feels beholden to the people whose attention she has garnered with her provocative rhetoric. なんかね、日本語でやりたいけど、絶対さ、ここに漢字がバーって出てくるんだよ。その時はね、読まないんだよ。読めない。読まないじゃない。読めない。Her success is modest, but is not nonetheless. そう、なんかね、英語の方がわかりやすいけど、日本語もね、勉強になりそう。At the root of it all is a lack of self-esteem. As a woman who doesn't get much attention from the opposite sex, and she is terrified that people will see to that truth. こっちで読むから大丈夫。ありがとう。ありがとう。ね、日本語ならね。でもね、なんかね、かっこいいよね。なんかパーって。漢字でも読めるパーって。英語でもスラスラ読めるの嬉しい。じさんはもう日本語ペラペラじゃないか。ペラペラじゃないか。なんかね、そんな感じ感じするかな。わかんない。なんかね、日本語もわかりやすい。英語もたまーにわかりやすい。もうゲームならね。なんかね、ここにバーってひらがなで読めるであれば、こっちがいきなり漢字で出てきて、ってなって、ここに飛ばして、もうよくわからない。 よくわかんなくないって思ったから英語にしたけど、英語でもたっていやもうIn her soul threads about liberation and independence, she repels a heart bound by invisible chains. 天才天才かななんか不便じゃないなんかさ、ひらがなでパーって読んで感じてたら、飛ばして英語なら、って言葉が読めない時もあるA girl who lost leader. 意外とこの女の方の方がこうリテラトルが好きなんだね。でも見せかけるんじゃない？ But loves being a literature girly even more. In high school, she was one of those forgettable girls with few prospects. But on entering college, she found her niche as a reader and suddenly shot up in popularity. かわいい、ありがとう。If you can really get into it with her offer whatever the club is reading this week, you'll be seen as the popular guy. So the guys spend their 2 days trying to impress her, with more than a few falling for her along the way. But she's a little anxious. She knows that her value is extremely localized. She's got to seize the next opportunity as soon as it presents itself. And she's here with the aim of using her current popularity as a springboard to find a man and lock down her life. Still, she's not a bad person. This is just what people do. なるほど、そんなことか。Last but not least, there's the guy at the back of the room, cultivating a gloomy aura, the one with the unsettling look in his eyes. He's a real character, but the truth is, he's just your average wannabe. この人は私たちじゃないんだ。この人は私たちだと思ったから、こうね、こう刺したら何も出てこないね。Another young guy, dreaming of being an author and critic. Whenever I'm successful, he directs his oppressive envy at me like a laser, and it burns. お、嫌かわ。名前出てきた。出てきた。キャラクター。顔出てきた。His name is Hiyakawa. Written with the character of for Cold River. 顔こうやっての顔だよね。冷やしの冷や。男なんだ。この人。The guy is as icy as his namesake. People used to ironically call him sensei because he pompously criticized others despite not having achieved anything himself. That all ended when my book was published. Now I'm sensei. It's hard to tell whether he's glad that the nickname is cut or whether he liked having his superiority acknowledged even in jest. He burns with envy toward anyone he thinks has gotten ahead of him in life. Every day he compliments me on my work. It's so obnoxious. I want to quit the club, but now that I'm older, it feels awkward. That's the only reason I'm still here. なるほどね。出たいけど、高になったからね。なにこれカラー、G、カラー、C マーク。自動販売機。By the way, I do have friends. Right. I sometimes hang out with on the weekends. Right. But things 友達なんだ。But things are awkward with him now too. お、こっちもキャラクター出てきた。すごい顔してる。なんかちょっと見た目かっこいいよね。見た目ちょっとかっこいいよね。He's the most normal normie who ever norm. We were never joined at the hip or anything, but I've known him since elementary school. Sometimes we don't hang out for a few years, but we always seem to come back together. You know, the kind of relationship, right? He seems to be working hard to line up a job for after graduation. ああ、小学校から友達なんだ。友達というか知ってるなんだ。嫌い It's the kind of thing that makes him normie, you see? A normal person walks around wearing clothes because normal people don't get naked in public. それはみんなノーマルじゃん。みんな服着てるの。We plan to meet up soon to celebrate my book publication. Well, it won't be much of celebration. We're just gonna hang out in town. And he'll probably treat me to dinner. It will be pure normalcy. I mean that in a good way. I'm grateful for it. But as someone who can read minds, I'm also a bit nervous for it. Need his outward celebration of my success. Frustration persists. He's desperately trying to suppress the fear of being surpassed by his friends. He doesn't know how to feel about the fact that I'm here getting money and recognition, while he's dealing with the stress of job hunting. But what can you do? It's yet another interpersonal struggle, albeit of different kind from what I have with Hyakawa. Oh, 何これ? There are some things that all people like this and fears. That's what makes it difficult. Beyond a tip saddle lies a brag like and vice versa. He just replied to my post. A positive message of encouragement. あ、これコンピューターなんだ。Encouragement. Of course, people discuss my work on review sites and message boards, but the people who contact me directly are usually fans with an interest in racing outdoors. So I suppose the fact that I don't have enough exposure to have haters yet probably isn't a good thing. I hope the next volume sells enough for me to get publicly slammed. Anyway, I do get plenty of DMs from girls too. You know, the people who secretly send me direct messages in the hopes of using me somehow for their own advantage. よくあるよね、そういう人たちよね。Mostly women. This in turn fuels the jealousy of their peers. Have nothing special going for them. If I say If I show any interest in return, I will be lambasted as only being in it for the moment. But the true may turn the messy romantic troubles into little harder. Like, ah, Osamu Dazai and Sakaguchi Ango when womanizer. 本当？オサムダサイは知ってるけど、坂口安吾もそう言ってる。オサムダサイはわかるけど違う。オサムダサイ先生がわかるけど、坂口安吾先生はわかんないな。の徹底を listen. I've got game too, so I got a DM from a girl who wants to meet up. え、会うの？ Going by her account, she seems to be fairly cute university student and model who has aspiration of becoming a VTuber. She looks average enough to me. But her selfies get plenty of likes and she has about 3,000 followers. She's into alternative stuff and she messaged me because she emotionally connected with my work. Well, I'll be damned. It could be interesting to take a peek inside her head and use it as inspiration for my work. I haven't responded yet. いや、もうもらったか。お、コンビニだね。コンビニだね。Finally, to play the part of the broke student, I have a part-time job working the night shift at convenience store. That's all I felt up to. The store is surprisingly quiet at night, so it is comparatively good time of day. The work itself is tedious. Every day I find myself wanting to punch the manager in the face. Wakaru! Wakaru! The only reason convenience store managers across the nation are still alive is because night shift pay is likely higher. That's why I haven't killed him. Let's take a peek inside the customer, shall we? I like observing them from behind the register. There can be something almost... Like I mentioned before, my ability is something so convenient as telepathy. And I do need a certain amount of information for it to work. Well, I can hazard a decent guess from observing their action and body language. It's only after a few conversations that I start to see deeper. That's why I don't like to get close to people. Ah, またこんな人、ホステスだ。ここせold man. This old guy is regular. He's always pissed off about something. If the cashier is too slow making his purchase, he will curse them out. Wah! 悪い人だ! But that he buys a ton of candy. Both his work life and home life are falling apart. During his night shift ends, he fills his basket with carbs so he can eat his stress away. His body has expanded with his sedentary lifestyle, and he is transforming into a lump of flesh that disgusts his coworkers and family. My dad's the same. Gluttony is a most convenient sin. Even a complete idiot can stop themselves, and that's what idiots do. Lack of self-control. まあ、ストレスだからね、食べるんだよな。To be human is to return one's desire that personality can appear to be controlled by our instincts. じゃあ、高校生のお兄さん。I bet he's a runaway. First, we went at 4 a.m. So until then, he bets the eyes of the law by drifting around the stores that are opening to the early hours. He could pass. He could pass for acting. It's always better to err on the side of caution. I bear him no ill will. It's not like he's shoplifting or anything. 何もしないならね。There's a master bot who often walks the same shift as me. And I don't want this kid to head toward the same future. I'm happy to let him browse for a while. It will liven things a bit. なるほど。まあ、悪い人じゃないんだよね。で、このお姉ちゃん。She's clearly a hostess. I mean, you can tell from how she's dressed. Maybe she doesn't work at hostess bar specifically, but she definitely walks the red light district. She's a delicate soul wrapped in those lacy clothes. I guess she's here for or cigarettes. She flits in on her break, then disappears again into the neon world. There you go. She's picked up a bag of. Well, at least she's not one of those chicks who is obsessed with us. How do I know that? First, always have to look out for number one. Number one? Number one. This is all just speculation, of course. Man has to entertain himself when he works the night shift. Hmm? よくわかんない。The streets are so deserted. It's late at night that I feel a certain closeness with the stranger. You know how it is. One's surroundings reflect one's own nature. I too am a character in this setting. I'll be making my exit shortly, so know that I have high price, money, and royalties. Sadly, I shall be tendering my resignation, leaving this liminal space where, at an hourly rate of 1450 円 a teenager can walk. でも、高くないというか、いいじゃん。1450円だよ。1時間で。10時間、1万ぐらいもらうじゃん。いいね。深夜だからね。高いよね。高いってかね。昼も夜。It's time to leave. I'm determined to move forward to my future. Serve you all right, and that's how I spend my days. I had humanity and I had this ball, especially since my sickly little sister was born. さはなちゃんがなんかね、体が弱いのかな。She undergo a lot before she stabilized. And now we siblings are in a world of our own. Sahana was born 1,000 times smarter than the average person. She's genius. She was far too advanced for her elementary school, so she stopped going. Since my elementary school days, I've always thought deeply on questions such as why are people so cruel and what determines what's right or wrong. The more I thought, the more distant I grew from other people, right? Until I start to see inside their heads. Once my mother asked me, why don't you like school? And I asked her if the other moms thought less of her because her kid was a loner. She screwed up her face in disgust and called me a little demon. But I asked the question in a good light. I heard the constant hissing behind her wall, hussy, and I simply want to stop. なるほど。そういうことか。またできたこれ。コンコンしてる。You're still awake, お兄ちゃん。さはなちゃんだ。ピンポン。これかわいいよね。さはなちゃんだよ。At the sound of my sister's voice, I finally become aware of the time. Nighttime is for sleeping, you know? It's the middle of the night. The witching hour when the world slumbers. Except for me. I feel bad for keeping Sahana up too, but I don't think he minds. Since neither of us goes to school, the time kept by those little outside world doesn't really apply to us. There's no point in forcing ourselves to the logic of world of which we are not part. Hannah only mentioned the time as the conversation started. He wants me to pay attention to her. Twisted as we might be, he still wants us to play at being a happy family. Plus, kids find it fun to be up late, while everyone else their age is stuck in the bed, getting a good night's sleep before school the next day. They follow their parents and teachers, others going to school even though they'd rather not, already being conditioned into slavery as they learn to wake with the dawn. It's idiotic. They say they have no idea how much quieter and more enjoyable the world is at night. I'm so proud of my sister when I compare her to those girls. She'll happily point out her brother's unhealthy habits while having no intention of going to school herself. Anita, you're mocking people in your head again, aren't you? No, I'm not, actually. I was thinking how proud I am of you. Oh, no. It's okay. You justify yourself by looking down on people who live normal lives. No, I don't. And even if I do think along those lines, I'm not looking down on people. I'm just stating facts. You'd be lost without me. It goes both ways. We have to start things together. If one of us left, there's the whole world gone. You can't really say you're leaving if there's no one else around. But we can say we are alive in a world with only each other. I don't know, but we're living more than we would be if we were completely alone. I think, though only barely, but I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that too. Oh, Vicky! I will always be here. My sister is always Nico, yet also always earnest. She's such a weird girl. But that's fine. If she were normal, she'd probably had her older brother. Plus, she'd be up in the daytime and going to school. めっちゃ可愛いよね。なっちゃう。She set some awful alarm, and it wake me up too. But because she'd be the good girl, doing what she was supposed to, my complaints would be irrelevant. It's all neurotypicals exclude people like us before they even notice us, the cruel people. You're just committing slow suicide together with me, Oni-chan. ええそうなの待って、これ表面なくない待って。つうか、the truth at the foundation of the Buddha's teaching. It means that life is suffering. びっくりした、いきなり。これだとびっくりするよ、誰でも。びっくり。はい。I am fan of Buddhism. I see it as religion of resignation. Like this the way the world is. Get used to it. Things are never going to go how you want them to. Suffering is the core of life. Any moment without pain is a bonus. You live with the assumption that nothing will go as planned, finding happiness in rare occasions when it does. But I hate the kind of people who spot nonsense about living without expecting anything from other people. They are liars. Can see it in the color of their emotions. They just want to show off, acting like they know all about suffering and truth. But deep in their eyes, you can see it. They still believe in other people. I mean, if your average person could achieve enlightenment that easily, there'd be no need for Buddhism. Would there? So, as long as you're alive, you'll always be suffering. That's just the way it is. I read a book by a famous psychiatrist after delving into so many minds. This doctor apparently concluded that moments of peace or joy were rare and fleeting among the harsh realities of life. Really gives you hope, right? Everyone is suffering. No, I'd really rather not, but it's time I met some human connection in this city world. Living is inextricably tied to relationship. So I'm going to power forward while I have even a little motivation. Motivation, as much as it pains me. Experience is necessary sustenance for creative work. びっくり。これびっくりしたよ。The life is to suffer. No, where shall we go? びっくり何これこれ何あー、あー、あー、あー、なにこれどっちでもさ、これ選ぶとさ、なんか、蝶々なんじゃないのこれ。こいつ。うわー、これ怖いよ。これはなんかね、嫌な予感するんだよね、これ。でも、これも嫌な予感するんだよね。これ、これ、これは多分じゃないと思う。これも、これにしよう。怖い。怖い。びっくりした。 ちさと森高 even when I'm old. Will take me out dancing even when I'm old. No miniskirt for me, outshone by the yacht. The youth. Hmm? You take me for a drive even when I'm old. Chasing along with the top down. I'm blowing in our hair. Bikkuri. Honey, my sister and I are so weird that you must be wondering what the hell our parents are like. Well, they are perfectly normal. Genetic is complicated, and yes, very rarely something happens that reminds me that we really are blood related. But I turned out darkly twisted, while Hannah is basically and incredible smart. And now, well, here we all are. Ah! Yeah! びっくりしたよあーなちゃん食べてる。ママ、ちょっと消えたよよくないよ。We weren't born into a particularly happy household. Then again, it's not the worst. Our parents are fine with Hannah skipping school and know that I'm in college they don't really interfere in my life. They're arguably kinda neglectful, which isn't great. But on the other hand, at least they are not like those tiger parents who care about it. At night, our father wolfs on his dinner and disappears into his room. We linger at the table, eating slowly. My parents have their own voice, but for better or worse, they share a pretty typical outlook on life. They just ignore stuff and hope time will magically fix their problem. I know because I can see them now. The problem is that their relationship has gone cold, and it's begun to warp them as they age. They're walking down the classic path of middle-aged laziness. Our mother is in some weird battle. One upmanship with her mom friends, while our father constantly cheats on. Nante. They barely even speak anymore, but they stay together for appearance. They have some affection for Sahana, but since she is such a gifted child, they are hoping that she'll bring in the big box one day. They seem to care about me too, in their way. I'd say we're an average household, albeit one where family comes second to the mom petition, and the worry. On the surface, things look fine, but open the lid and you'll see that our bonds are as flimsy as a sheet of paper, flapping in the wind. Hambagu! Hambagu! Miso! Miso じゃねえな。食うものご飯ご飯食べて Mom's pretty proud that her son won a prize for his light novel. He was resigned to me being a dead play for life, and she seems to believe that I finally got some prospect. Her mom's friend. I guess there's nothing wrong with boasting about your kids. よくあるんだなこれ Still, I'm kind of sick of the way she brings up her novelist son and that prodigy daughter. But I'm just grateful that she leaves us to our own device, so I don't plan on facing my petty irritation. Still, I could sense her annoyance when it was almost revealed. Then her son writes light novel of all things. Someone asked what kind of books I write, and she didn't know how to respond. It's not like I'm writing anything weird. My parents don't even read. Even if they try to read my novel, they wouldn't get it. Mom freaked out when the other parent, who did happen to be a reader, said that they'd check it out. She brags over her kids, but she herself is empty inside. That seemed to be first time she became aware that there existed novels that were considered high literature or whatever. You should read my book, Mom. Give me one book's worth of a housewife leisurely tenants. ハンバーグ食べよう How can you survive on so little food? And when you are so tall? I envy you. Mom speaks. All her worries revolve around her weight. The abdominal muscles are starting to atrophy, and Mom and Dad have both developed bobbin toes. In the more middle age, they both start to look the less they interact with one another without escaping into the bottle. Of course, alcohol is only more empty calories. Mom started taking the Monjaro skinny jab she heard about online. It made her puke till her stomach was empty and she lost her appetite for a few days. She did lose a little weight, but it sapped her energy and she started panic until she ultimately rebounded and ended up heavier than before. Call it karma. Not that my father's any better. Apparently being middle-aged means you've got nothing to do but panic and run around in circles day after day. They're both having prototypical midlife crisis. It's like a second adolescence where no, that the kids are growing up and getting ready to leave the nest without to question their own identity. There's no time to think about anything else when you are focused on raising kids. Well, I can't claim to have career. Financially support myself and know their wrinkles, even as they wonder what they are going to do with their life from here on. Ueh! Oh. Can you get rid of a book? ママが言ってるんだね。Mom is engaging in slightly off-kilter fantasies as usual. Fantasies. Sorry, Mom. There's no chance of getting rich without at least an anime adaptation. And even then, the kind of money you're thinking is a dream. Within a dream, it's gonna take a while. Well, a while for me to get to a place where you can lean back and keep your feet up. So Hanojong, my son so skinny and my daughter so fair skinned. It's not fair. Don't go getting jealous of your own kids. There's half of you in each of us if you dedicated yourself to embracing good exercise and skincare habits. You'd be halfway there. But the dedication is extremely difficult. She's fed up in every sense, so she chose the easy road. But she will find no fulfillment in a life without effort. So she ended up having a midlife crisis in her second adolescence, so she's more like blooming chocolate than fresh spring bud. A piglet blossom. Eek! swollen and bloated. Oh no, the blood. She's ugly. She's off sleeping around while I'm here struggling. All a man needs to snack some dumb bits is money. It's not fair. なんかね、この家族が everything is target of her envy. Don't worry, mom. Love for sale is meaningless. There's nothing to worry about. She can't forget how she used to simmer and sigh, trying to get back to the time when she still glittered. I need to stop snacking between meals. Maybe I should try Bonjaro again. Bonjaro? Wonder if I could get rich filming my gifted girl and showing her off online. Wait, I probably have to get her on regular TV first if I want the videos to sell. そんな考え方 if I wanted to have a good time, I have to empty my bank account at Hotspot. While he gets full service of something. It's not fair. Maybe I could go to a brothel that caters to women. But what if I got settled with a real uko? 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 Then again, anyone would be better than this bald old part. Who do all the other women married to old losers get their rocks off? Maybe everyone's going to brothels? Comment? Sure, doesn't seem like a sign that you are living a good life. Ugh, I wish I was rich. Everyone wishes to be rich. See? On and on the days road. I wish I was unable to read people's minds. Ah, emotions, but I was born this way. If either of them does anything to Sana, he will taste my wrath. But so far, there's no sign of anything so dramatic happening. All of humanity lies stranded in the doldrums, carried slowly on the student toward death. Student, I didn't grow fruitless, pointless, dead. Listless, always listless. Oh, 動いてる。お母さんだ。お母さん、ママだ。ママだ。Thanks for dinner, mom. お兄ちゃん。Thanks, mom. I mean, it's an instant noodle. Eh. I'd put more effort into cooking to add more appetite control is directly linked to our best instinct. In middle age, people seem to become more and more faithful to said instincts. Our parents are caught between fighting their best instincts and giving in to them entirely. What will happen if they do give in? I plan to text Hannah and leave once she's a bit older. Until then, I'll keep watching for the conclusion to this midlife drama. お兄ちゃんがさ、花大好きなんだね。お兄ちゃん、お兄ちゃん、お兄ちゃん、お兄ちゃん。あ、びっくりかわいいけどびっくりした。かわいい。またここなんだよね。じゃあ、ここ行こう。いつの間行こう。あ、びっくり One little puppy. Burning bright. Watch me come alive. Yeah, my first stars. I need a night. Collect the poems. Suji Terayama. Oh! You've gotta be careful when it comes to relationship with the opposite sex, especially in today's mutual surveillance society. It every bit of personal information and correspondence as though it's public con- knowledge. In this recent panopticon, you never know who is watching or what will get leaked. The direct messaging feature on most social media platforms is a particularly temperamental beast. Young men and women are engaged in a perpetual struggle. Their objective is to find and couple with the best possible specimen of the opposite sex, all while dodging the pitfalls of our surveillance society. In this invisible war, DMs are a powerful tool to steal a march on the competition. As long as messages stay private, they let you interact out of sight or prying eyes of the conversation to line or discard, and you've cleared the first hurdle straight up though, and your head on the block. Now any degree of success attracts some amount of attention online. As I mentioned, even my inbox sees its share of traffic. Well, at least by those entries. Oh, but it was this girl who caught my eye. As I've said before, I got a DM from a small account saying she loved my work and wanted to meet. I clicked to the profile of typical university age ego. Ego. Classic literature, famous paintings, gender issues, retro anime, and classical base slowly invoked between a smattering of her best moody selfies. Without sliding into their DM the moment they let the attention go to there and responded. No, she set her sights on me. I figure I humor her. I was in the mood for it, I guess, to set on an exposed bed trap to step into the life of a woman like this, and yes, to bask in a little adoration. If I could use it in my work, all the better. To be clear, I wasn't planning on anything. I couldn't have mastered the interest if I tried. Being able to to read people's mind, make comments. Don't casually know the answer to. Even mere attraction is a distant dream. Once I realized life is suffering, exhausted, appetite, entirely. Well, I guess 最後さ、I'll be back soon. 結局会うんだ。あの子と。I'm the first to arrive at our meeting spot. I'd expected as much. Usually it's the guys who have to take the initiative. The girls are the valuable commodity. The ones who can afford to be discriminating. And their scheduling reflects that imbalance. Or maybe I'm just stereotyping. Oh, hey sensei, sorry I'm late. Oh, oh, kawaii. かわいい。かわいい。かわいいね。これ。Her chestnut hued pigtails, one spraggly, white and blue ribbons flutter with the hair they bind. Touching her Lolita dress, its skirt drooping like a weeping willow. Pressing old-timers call at the bosom, emphasizing cut, and the way her short skirt catches the wind is like she was designed in a lab to How's the notion? The need most people are teens who hide much more than his cousins, food and sleep, and they're quick to lie or hide behind pretense whenever it is to its head. As soon as you notice it lurking under the surface, the city becomes hell. Everyone's trying so hard to act like they're not secretly. We're all animals, I guess. Makes sense to want to procreate, but I never kid. Gotten over my youthful disgust at the idea. Maybe that's why I'm here. I want to prove to myself that I am above all that I'm better than the rest. Hello there, you must be Tenji Kubotang. Tenji Kubotang. Oh, 違くなった. That's me. Just call me Botang. You remember my name, Sensei? I'm so happy. Botang. being being called Sensei feels weirdly nice. Female attention might do nothing for me, but apparently I do like being recognized for my work. How well do you know Ikebukuro? I was thinking I could show you around. Ikebukuro niいるんだ. Not at all. I don't go outside much. Honestly, my family's out in the sticks, and I try to stay away from crowds. Mm. Hmm. どこまで? え、消えちゃった. Then I'll be your guide. Thanks. Oh, Tamja Town. Tamja Town? Here we are, the beating heart of Ikebukuro. It's really taken over as Tokyo's otaku hub, hasn't it? Give us king of the past. It's got all the stores and the collab coffees. Ever create merch lineups. It's developing its own community and culture. Haha, right. Physical space where young people can share their hobbies. Have only gotten more important in the age of social media. Not that I use them myself, of course. I'm the lone wolf kind of otaku. I've never felt the need to advertise my interests. Not like what I like, but I keep it to myself. I'm not compelled to share my thoughts or impressions with the people around me. Oh, なんだっけ? UFO ガッチャ. Look, they even got an arcade. But I mean, those gamblers. Oh, Sensei, you don't have to be so sarcastic. It's busy here, so let's go somewhere quieter. Quieter? Ooh. This old bookshop is one of my favorite spots. What do you think? I have to admit, the place has atmosphere. A selfie with all these books would do numbers on social media and cast her as an intellectual bookworm to put. Just like her, loves seeking out places that play into their image. Maybe I'm being unfairly cynical. There's a simple pleasure in being surrounded by rare books. What kind of books do you like? Ooh. You want to know about me? It's so sweet of you. like now I'm hunting for a rare art book. You're into art? Interesting. But usually come to places like this to go through old school fashion mags. It's so much fun to see what kind of clothes were cool in the 80s, 90s. What do art and fashion mean to you? They let you live rather than just exist. Kawaii! That's interesting answer. I'll make a note of that. Maybe I haven't been giving her enough credit as someone who put so much effort into her experience. Probably would have well developed opinions about art. Her color don't seem muddled. Let's take a peek into her heart. Ito, peer into her thought. ah, I close off my five mundane sense and look with my sixth, and an eye that only sees emotions. I feel its focus sharpening. Slowly the color of her thoughts and feelings come into view. The true Tenjiku Botang, the girl behind the mask, behind the username, the real face beneath her meticulous makeup. Koi koi koi, he's actually pretty handsome, not in obvious way, but he has a real, brotherly gloominess to him. And look at those sickly eyes. If I walk around with him, everyone will think I need myself a one of a kind cat. Sure, he's a bit on the misanthropic, but so are all the college guys. All the teeny some has a shield they protect themselves with while they look for a way to stand out. Oh, Bikure Ikai! A guy like him has even more sensitive than Steve is ego. なるほど。so that's her deal. She's not trying to use men to raise her profile necessarily. She's just out for validation. Relationship with a budding like novel author would be a potent weapon in the e-girl community, but she's not necessarily lying about being into me or about wanting me to like her. Human emotions are a complex color gradient. Even what I see is only one point of view of her. Her will be lightning of me, and her reference, her appreciation for my work, and her judgment of my appearance. They're all wrapped together. No one's feelings are a monolith. He's sure to look my way, though. It does pique my interest. Ah, Pikuri! Does he like what he sees? I wonder. Anyone his age would want me, even an otaku trying to act like romance is beneath him. But something tells me Sensei won't be that easy. He's still keeping me at arm's length, playing the aloof genius a little too hard, I think, just because he reads light novels. He thinks he can hum it up. Are all writer, uh, mm? Are all writers this way? It's like he's worried of me. He looks at me like he's sizing me up. I wonder if he's planning to use me in his writing. It's kind of hot. I wonder what he'd do. Maybe once we had a few drinks, I could wrap myself around his arm and lace my fingers through his. That he'd loosen up a bit once we got back to. Everyone does. Oh my god! I don't wanna. I don't wanna read it. I don't wanna read it. Well, she's a regular girl in some ways. She's indulging her own sexuality under the guise of imagining mine. Picturing me, fantasize about being used as an outlet for male desire, desperate for an opportunity to affirm. Hidden under that demure dress is a body burning with passion, but I would be the one to feel her. Fantasy only lasts a moment by itself. It is enough to make her. And if it did, I think repulsion would still win out. He'd be disgusted. She got so carried away over just another man. He lets her on. Her youthful hunger for pleasure clashed with reluctance to sell herself short. In that sense, she's very much her age. I'm gonna get this one, Sensei. Oh, because here's our last top buttons too. Favorite Ikebukuro spot. Isn't it adorable? I hear it's a replica of real Seth egg. さて、どうやって読むのこれ? It's very fancy, you know. You look right at home in all this European decor. Hahaha, yay, thanks! She beams. When I pay thoughtful attention to her, she turns surprisingly genuine. これかわいいな、これ。Let me pour, 先生。かわいいな。上司らしい。She picks up the teapot, looking fully at peace, like streams. The window, glittering off the fine china and her thin layer of eyeshadow. It's chilly outside today, but this'll be just the thing. You would relax so much better when you are all warmed up. Thanks. You succeeded so young that I bet you're struggling in ways the rest of us can't imagine. If isn't those burdens will help you writing the least I can do as your friend. He's right. Did my book really make that much of impression? Honestly, I thought it was embarrassingly amateur. I know these are just random girls talk, but it just felt so desperate, you know? Like there's all this tiny here, everyone, everywhere. But when you read between the lines, it's like it's crying out for affection. Oh my god. I just wanted to pick it up and hug it. I never felt like that but a book before. That's gratifying to hear. Of course, that's how it reads. I'm trapped. I'm trapped in an unending hell. My ability to see people's thoughts will bring me pain until the day I die. I wish someone could make it stop. But I won't find relief in others. People can never truly understanding each other. The usual compromise is coexisting in ignorance. But my condition means that is an option. The only exception, perhaps, is family. No. I'm cheering for you, Sensei. I will always be cheering for you. Hana-chan. Above the waist, hair, lips, eyes, hair. They say a girl's hair is an expression of her soul. If so, the ribbons in Botan's hair must symbolize the finner of innocence she curses herself in. Her soul rustles as Hoti fills the teacup. Every ribbon adds a touch of girlishness to its chin. Mmm. Eye. Lips. Eye. Oh, 近い。 Her eyeshadow is distinctive, a cooling red with a touch of sultry pink at the ends. これI'm sure her naturally lit guest has stolen plenty of hers, not even trying. Eye contact is the heart of communication. Eyes thoughts, mood sparks. We mistake that instantaneous feeling for attraction, for love, for friendship. It goes far more than just people, dogs and cats make eye contact with their owners do. Gazing into someone's eyes is a sign of trust. An invisible kind humans that since immemorial. Bhutan's distinctive eyes surely give her an edge in that crucial stabilizing moment. Sensei! See how impactful they are when you look at them directly. He knows how powerful her guess is. That's why she wears the striking eyeshadow. Yeah. 違う。高くなれた。パニックになった。They say people are subconsciously drawn to water because it makes up more than half the human body. But I don't know how true that is. But her dewy lips and eyes like dark pools are certainly appealing. Animals tend to express affection through mouth contact, or so I hear. On first examination, what flavors of male affection have those pale pink lips? Lips of him, I wonder. Okay. No? 違う。 Usually the dress is tasteful curves suggests a soft body and slender figure. I hope she meets that faithful man someday. Someone who makes her porcelain skin blush ready pink. From beneath my sunless rock, I watch the happy couple skip off into the distance. Oh, I will cry in my anguish. How sweet it must be to be human. Human. Okay, これ終わった。ジロジロ見るんじゃねえんだよ。Beneath that innocent eyes, he burns with desire. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Everyone feels entire man and woman alike. Once you recognize that sexuality, start to feel less like a part of you and more like a detached thing happening on some meta level. At her age, those impulses are bound to lead her into misadventure. Sooner or later, she'll end up crying into her pillow after someone else, and after many loves and many abuse, she'll grow into a proper lady with her head held high, perhaps. I might boast that I can read people's feelings, but only God knows what the future holds. Let's do this again sometime, Sensei. I'll message you, okay? Every time the world hurts you, come and warm yourself back up. Take all the good and bad it could do to delicate man. All those sights and memorize and smells and emotions and pour them into writing a wonderful book. You have that skill. Can experience sadness, experience suffering, and turn those dark, twisted feelings into words. You're born with that curse and that blessing. So let's get the tea then. Sometime. I'll pour a cup for you whenever you want. I really love your book. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 못한 척. 우와. 나 하나 잔다. 이거 나 하나 잔 다이스키다나. You meet up with a girl, Oni-chan? Yes, new. You know, it's kind of spook that you saw it out so quick. You smell a bit different tonight, I think. I don't mind though. I'm glad you're still like other boys in some ways. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. It wasn't some hookup. I was just gathering reference material. That's all. That too is something other boys do. Getting closer and trying to deflect. Hey, there's no good way to talk about the opposite sex. Is there? No matter what you say, everyone will interpret it romantically. It's such a pain in the ass. How did you meet her then? She DM'd me. She said she liked my work. I want to chat face to face, and I figured I could get some material out of it. Plus, I was curious. That's all. I promise. Oni-chan. What? I realized this. Huh? Unusually boring advice for me to give, but you're a published author now, and that means you need to be more careful about meeting fans, especially girls. I guess that's a fair point. Ugh, talking about women is a good damn minefield. All human interactions are littered with misunderstanding waiting to happen. This is the worst kind by far. I'll never get why so many people endure this torment just for the privilege of giving half their life to someone else. You're just like other boys, Onita. Kawaii. Yeah, and I wish I wasn't. Naruhodo. For that, Honey-san, do you think the word lies? I suspect as much. Ah, びっくりこれで。びっくりこれで、こことここが終わったんだね。なんとなくこういうゲームなんだね。なるほど。 では次は、この、この、どこがいいかな次は。マン、あの、サルさんから行こうか。サルさん。なんか全部読まないといけないんだよね。うん。びっくり。You don't need to understand, but tell me. Am I all that bad? Lullaby. Lullaby. It's time to part. Lullaby. Lullaby. My child heart. Checkers. うん。なるほど。では、次は、えっ、と、また、機械の配信にしますので、ここでセーブします。よし。では、今日、ここまでで終わりにします。来てくれて、一緒に遊んでくれてありがとうございます。また、次の配信で、また遊ぼう。またねー。